The crypto market is often defined by moments that feel uneventful at the time, until later, when the full scale of a cycle becomes clear. Right now, a quiet but measurable shift is taking place in how traders are allocating capital. Instead of chasing already visible trends, many are returning to early-stage opportunities, where momentum is still forming and liquidity is still building. This pattern is not new, but it is recurring with a specific rhythm. Cycles begin in low attention and fragmented interest, and only later do these early signals become the foundation of larger moves. APEMARS is currently operating within this dynamic. It is not a sudden breakout story, but a steady build, one that is unfolding in layers, not spikes. The presale environment for APEMARS is showing a structured accumulation pattern, with participants entering in a step-by-step manner rather than waiting for post-listing momentum. This gradual build is creating a deeper market structure, where demand is not driven by hype, but by consistent positioning. Over 30.5 billion tokens have been distributed so far, with more than $485,000 raised and a holder base exceeding 1,800 participants. This is not a flash in the pan. It is a measured, intentional process that is reinforcing a tightening market structure. At the same time, broader market attention is being drawn by ongoing BNB news coverage and discussions around other early-stage projects like APRZ. These developments are adding a layer of speculative intensity that is keeping attention focused on presale environments where the foundation is still being. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The key difference with APEMARS is that it is not relying on sudden visibility or exchange exposure to drive demand. Instead, it is building a base through a steady, layered progression. This approach is designed to avoid premature peaks and instead create a foundation that can support longer-term growth. The mechanism is straightforward. As more participants enter at structured presale points, the holder base grows and the token's market structure becomes more resilient. This is important because it signals a shift in how value is being accumulated, not through volatility, but through positioning. The stakes are clear. If APEMARS continues to build in this way, it could become a significant part of the next wave of on-chain activity, especially if the broader market begins to move toward structured accumulation models. However, the uncertainty lies in whether this pattern will continue or if broader market conditions could shift attention away from presale environments. The next signal to watch is whether the holder base continues to expand in a steady manner, and whether the token's market structure shows signs of tightening further. If these signals hold, it could indicate that APEMARS is positioning itself as a meaningful player in the evolving crypto landscape. The underlying mechanism of APEMARS is rooted in its approach to token distribution and community engagement. By focusing on structured presale entry points, the project is ensuring that demand is built incrementally rather than through sudden, speculative surges. This method allows for a more stable and sustainable growth trajectory, which is particularly valuable in a market known for its volatility. As more participants allocate capital into APEMARS during the presale phase, the token's liquidity and holder base expand in a controlled and deliberate manner. This is a departure from traditional market dynamics, where projects often rely on post-listing hype to drive demand. Instead, APEMARS is laying the groundwork for a more resilient and long-term market structure. The significance of this approach lies in its potential to create a more predictable and stable foundation for future growth. If the presale continues to attract a diverse and growing base of participants, it could signal a broader shift in investor behavior, one that prioritizes early-stage positioning and structured accumulation over short-term speculation. This could have lasting implications for how new projects are evaluated, and most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. How value is distributed in the crypto space. The next key signal to monitor is whether the holder base continues to expand at a steady pace, and whether the token's market structure shows signs of further tightening. If these trends persist, it could reinforce the idea that APEMARS is not just a passing trend, but a project that is actively building a foundation for long-term success. In a market where cycles often begin in quiet and overlooked phases, APEMARS is currently operating within that dynamic. Whether it will emerge as a major player depends on how these signals evolve in the coming weeks and months. For now, the focus remains on the steady, step-by-step progression that is shaping its market structure and positioning it for potential growth.